We're back, everyone, talking about the amazing wonders of Noni. Now, on this segment, Richard, let's go into that Noni science. I can't wait to share some of these new stories with everyone.
The first entry in Western scientific writings was taken from Captain Cook's log of his voyages in the Pacific. Captain Cook discovered the Sandwich Isles. That's what they called them before we called them Hawaii. And he noted how the locals, the natives, used this Noni plant, and it made his daily log book. Okay, so that's the first entry. As we progressed through the ages into the 1950s and 70s, scientists began showing interest in Noni, and most of the early research was done that showed Noni is effective as an antibiotic and antiviral and antifungal, effective against staph, salmonella, E. coli, H. pylori, yeast, fungi, even TB. So that's the early stuff, all right? Anti-parasitic, and there's still quite a bit of research going on with Noni in farm animals as an anti-worm measure. Put Noni pulp into the feed of farm animals, and they have much lower rates of intestinal parasites, which is very important, okay? The American Chemical Society did a study that showed Noni juice is as effective as rifampicin for tuberculosis. Now, TB is notorious for being difficult to treat. No one drug treats tuberculosis. You need 2, 3, 4, 5 drugs for a year, 2 years. To rid yourself of tuberculosis. And they found that Noni is as effective as rifampicin, killing 89% of all the tuberculosis germs that they experiment with. That's amazing, folks. TB is really a problem, and Noni can help with that. There's been quite a bit of cancer research. Dr. Hirozumi at the University of Hawaii has spent over 35 years studying Noni and cancer. And he found that laboratory animals live 75% longer if given Noni when they have cancer. 75% longer. He also found that chemotherapy works better in these animals if they're given Noni with the chemotherapy. Okay? Now that's an animal study, but it is significant. Dr. Wang at the University of Illinois found Noni is helpful in laboratory animals who have leukemia, helps them fight their disease better. Dr. Hiromatsu studied over 500 tropical plants looking for cancer cures. Of all of the plants he studied, 500, this is a life work, he said Noni is the best of all of them. This is the cures in the rainforest concept, folks. Noni is helpful for cancer. Let's see. Dr. Hiwasa found that Noni helps to treat ultraviolet-induced skin cancer, sun damage on the skin. And they have studies now, DNA studies, that show the fragments of DNA. That's what the sun does to the skin cell DNA, fragments it, and that leads to cancer. That can be reversed, actually reversed with Noni juice. Apply it directly on the skin. It helps with sun damage. Dr. Hornick, Louisiana State University, showed Noni juice inhibits the growth of new blood vessels into tumor cells. See, tumors can't grow unless they have their own blood supply because they're growing. They can't just, they get to a certain size and there has to be an artery coming in and a vein coming out. And he found that it stopped the process of making a new artery to that tumor in breast cancer. Now, no one's saying that Noni juice is a standalone treatment approved for cancer therapy. We're not saying that. What we've learned is Noni is good nutritional support for the cancer patient. And studies at the University of Hawaii showed in terminal cancer, where there is no treatment available, nothing's going to work, this is what will take your life, this scenario. They did a study of some 400 terminal cancer patients, and they found that if they took Noni, their quality of life improved. They had less pain. They were in a better situation, and that is a true, tremendous benefit. That's our cancer research. Now, perhaps what people take Noni more for pain than any other reason. Noni is called the painkiller tree in the Caribbean. And Noni does grow all along the tropical zone, all around the equatorial plane around the Earth. The plant cannot stand to freeze, so it's a tropical plant, okay? And it's one of the first trees to grow on the volcanic soil. And I remember when we went to look at the volcano on the Big Island of Hawaii, on that new, fresh earth, the lava flows coming right down to the sea. there would be nothing growing except one noni tree. One little scrubby noni tree growing up. That's notorious. That's classic for noni. Wherever there's new land being formed, that noni tree comes up. It just loves the volcanic soil. Okay? So what we find with pain is Dr. Llanos from University of Metz in France found that noni is about 70 to 75% as effective as morphine for pain. But there's no narcotic in it. There's no stimulant, nothing to become dependent on, but it's that effective for pain. And those studies have been repeated with different methods and confirmed. Dr. Wang confirmed the analgesic effects at the University of Illinois. Dr. Wang also found noni to be a COX-1 and 2 inhibitor. That means it works like aspirin, but without the irritating of the stomach. And that's a huge benefit because many of us can't take the ibuprofen, the aspirin. It's just too hard on the stomach, or they're compromised kidneys or liver, and they just can't do it. Well, no problems like that with noni. But the real magic, is, as it were, of noni is noni blocks pain in the central nervous system, and it's an anti-inflammatory. So you get a synergy of pain relief that is virtually unheard of in the natural world. Noni relieves pain, okay? And it relieves pain equal to tramadol, or Ultram, is a brand name, which is a Schedule 3, no, it's a Schedule 4 controlled substance, and noni works as good as that does, but without a prescription, without any narcotic or any dependency-forming substance.
That is just amazing, Richard.
It is, and you know, just last night I was having some physical pain, and it was getting late into the night, and I said, well, boy, I don't want to take any medicine. I have to be on TV tomorrow. So I went down to the kitchen, and I took a big glass of noni juice, and you know what? Within 10 minutes of lying down, I was asleep again, and off I went. I can't tell you how many times I've done that over the last 10 years. Noni is really helpful with pain. Does it help you with pain?
It is just amazing, Richard.
Yeah, have you noticed that?
Yes, it's fantastic for your joints.
Yes.
Anybody who's suffering from any type of arthritis pain, that type of, you know, osteoarthritis kind of thing, I think is just fantastic.
It is. It is. It's tremendous. We have 3 or 4 studies now that show noni lowers blood pressure, and it does it by inhibiting the angiotensin-converting enzyme. It's an ACE inhibitor, but without the problems of the medicines.
Well, and the question that someone's going to have right away, Richard, is, but what if I don't have, was it going to make it go too low if I don't have blood pressure issues?
That's the beauty of the naturals. It will not lower it lower than normal.
Good.
It will not cause hypotension. Let's see, Marinda Laboratories found that noni juice is a better antioxidant than vitamin C or grapeseed extract. And you know how good of antioxidants those are. Noni is packed full of antioxidants. Noni shows remarkably strong activity against the development of cholesterol plaques in arteries. This is from Kobe Kakun University in Japan. We have several studies now that show it lowers the cholesterol, and it's particularly effective in smokers. 20% reduction of cholesterol in smokers, and it raises the HDL in smokers by 20%. That's University of Illinois study. Another University of Illinois study, this was not cancer patients, that's the University of Hawaii study. The Illinois study was 3 months, people taking noni juice. After 3 months, they found that it improved the quality of life of those who took the noni juice. Isn't that really the bottom line of all this supplementation and trying to improve our health, is that our quality of life improves?
Right.
They found that better ability to physically function, then get up and move around better, diminished body pain, increased vitality, improved mental health, and a slight but statistically significant improvement of hearing. We can't explain that one yet, but it's noni. It does all kinds of great things. We have hepatoprotective effects of noni. University of Illinois found that noni protects from liver damage. This is toxicology studies. And noni passed with flying colors. Anti-yeast, the unique thing about noni and yeast is it keeps the yeast from budding and proliferating. See, just a spore of yeast is not so much of a problem because it's not growing. When yeast grows, it releases toxins. Okay? And noni inhibits the proliferation of the yeast. That's a big deal for the intestinal dysbiosis and chronic yeast scenarios. A diet and weight loss aid, the Chinese Journal of Physiology found that noni releases cholecystokinin. When you drink noni, it sends a hormone message to the brain that you're satisfied. So it's a great little diet aid. Take an ounce of Noni about an hour before the meal, and I promise you, you'll find you'll eat a little less, and it'll help you with your weight loss goals. A lot of people do that. See, all these things that we were wondering, how could one thing do all this when Noni hit North America 10, 15 years ago? All these things that the grandiose claims, as it were, these are all being proven as true. It's just amazing to me. How about collagen formation? It increases the formation of collagen. That's exactly why we put it in the skincare preparations, to help improve the collagen. Let's see. Let's do this. Oh, let's introduce this properly. We have a break coming up, but in the last 3 years, we have had almost 100 new studies on Noni. 100 new studies on Noni. It's just amazing. And we want to get you up to date.